How's it going, YouTube? Dan the Plastic Man here. Hope you guys are doing well. Time to take a look, well, I have a snapshot actually, at the Master Grade Sword Impulse Gundam. So, here it is. Now, before you guys have a fit, I'm messing with you. I'm actually going to show it to you as the manual has you build the Gundam. So you start with the Core Fighter, or the Core Splendor is what they call it. So I'll start, and this is basically just the Core Fighter for the Force Impulse. I'm going to go ahead and start transforming it to get it ready to meet up with the other pieces of the Gundam as we build them. So we tuck the wings in and fold down, and there is your core block. I might be going a bit out of order, but here are the legs, which you can fold up into the leg flyer, which I don't really remember how to do that right now. So you just take the Core Splendor and it plugs in, and that is how the legs combined with the Core Splendor look. As I raise my camera up here, guys, apologies for the shaking. Alright, next up, here's the top of the Gundam. So, take the top, drop it down, and it'll peg together, and there you go. The basic Impulse Gundam. No backpacks or anything, just in these sword colors. So, on to, let me get the shield out of the way because it's annoying me right now. On to articulation for the Gundam itself. The shoulder will rotate 360 degrees. The arm will rotate 360 degrees right below the shoulder. We get a very good double bend out of the elbow, very nearly a 180, and we get a sliding armor gimmick here with the elbow. The wrist will rotate 360 degrees. The hand will actually go fully flat. That's kind of for the transformation, I believe. And then as you can see, we've got typical 3-1 and then the thumb hands. So, onto the head. Very nice sculpt on the head. Let me tip my camera up just a little bit more. Now, my camera will more than likely not show it, but there is actually writing on the bottom of this jewel here. It actually says X56 Say, because this was the 6th Zaft suit designed in the 2nd stage. But onto articulation again. The head will, with a little bit of finagling, do the full Exorcist 360. You just gotta finagle it just right. There we go. Okay, and then we can definitely get the funky chicken right there. And the head will, of course, move up and down, and I don't know why it's trying to come apart on me. A lot of suits have been rebelling on me like that, trying to come apart on film as I try to do reviews on them. Okay, technical difficulties fixed, finally. So, there really is not much chest articulation to talk about because of that Core Fighter. But you can get a little bit of rotation, but you're not going to get any ab crunches or anything. And this cover for the Vulcans keeps wanting to come up because this is based on like the Freedom Gundam, the Strike Freedom, Infinite Justice. It's a lot like how their cockpit hatch works, even though you're supposed to just flip it up like this, cover the Gundam's face in shame as it flies in, you know, just crying mode, as I call it. The legs. The skirts will get out of the way, and the legs will come this far forward, and they will actually come all the way back because the back skirts will get out of the way. There is an armor sliding gimmick on the thigh and with the knee, which I find very cool. And you can even bend it back, but once again, that is for the transformation into leg flyer mode. So pull the skirts back down. The side skirts, just like with the Strike Gundam, come on. There is a Zaft version of an armored Schneider in there, since the Impulse is Zaft's version of the Strike Gundam. 3 different packs, 3 different color schemes, 3 different modes. Even though the Strike only had the 1 color scheme, but I digress. So, the ankles will give decent side-to-side and rotation. And of course, because of the transformation, the feet will fold flat, and you've got an ankle skirt armor piece here. So, that does it for the Gundam itself. Now, let me get him out of the way real quick. For all of the Impulse Gundam, there is a core flyer that, there we go. A silhouette flyer, I apologize, not a core flyer. A silhouette flyer that will fly each of the backpacks, and here is the sword backpack, or sword silhouette, I should say. And it will fly each one of the 3 out to the Impulse Gundam. So, let me get this thing transformed real quick. And I'll plug it into the Gundam, and we can see what the full Sword Impulse looks like. As my camera tries to fall over on me. I must have gremlins today, guys, I swear. Come on. Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed particularly with mine. I don't know if it's all around the board, but whenever I plug the backpack into mine, the legs will drop. They will actually drop off. Now, I still want to get a force impulse and just see if that is true with that, or maybe it's just because when I built this guy, I might not have taken the best amount of time with him, but anyways. So, there you go. Full Sword Impulse. And yes, you can cheat and use the blades actually as stabilizing legs. Now on to accessories for the backpack. We of course have the 2 swords. I'm going to save them for last. You've got this massive boomerang that can be held by the Gundam. Please note the handles here and here. And then each of these ends can be pulled off and turned into boomerangs of their own. And here's one of the effect pieces. It is pink, but it has a sparkle, as do all of the Destiny kits. Why they did that, I don't know. But plug it together, and there you go. Big old beam boomerang. Very nasty looking effect part. So, plug everything back together. And this goes back on the Gundam. Now, let's talk about these ridiculous Excalibur weapons. Now, this is collapsed. 1 second. Knees being difficult. Thank you. This is the one thing I don't like with this suit's reversible knees. But still. Here's the sword in collapsed mode, guys. You can extend it, and it's now, as you can see, so much more taller than the Gundam. You get effect parts. You get a cap, and you gotta make sure you get it the right way. There actually is a little indent, or an add-on right here that covers the emitter for this effect part, which plugs in here at the back of, well, at the hilt of the sword. Come on, work with me. You're on camera. Enjoy your 15 minutes here. Come on. There. So, you plug all of that together. I don't know why it's fighting me so much, guys. I really don't. It's not like I planned for this to happen. There we go. Put the cap back on. And now we have a beam effect sword that the Freedom Gundam, spoiler alert, in case you haven't seen Destiny, does not want to see ever again. Now, since we know that the Sword Impulse has 2 of them, this is where the ridiculousness just goes through the roof. Set him back there. You can combine these monsters, like so. Let me put the effect parts in, just for the full effect. And here you have it. I can't even get, I'm not even going to try to get this thing in frame, but there's one end, there's the other, and yeah. You can see how tall it is compared to the Gundam, and there's the top. This is ridiculous as far as a melee weapon. I don't even bother trying to have him hold it like this, because quite frankly, you can see, I'm a big guy, I'm not gonna lie, guys, but this is my hand and it fits perfectly. This is almost like a knife I would use. Ridiculous. But anyways, let's collapse this back down. Come on. So, on to the question of would I recommend this thing? Actually, I'm going to hold off because I realized I left 2 accessories out. Your typical beam rifle, which is the same for all the impulses, and then a collapsible shield. Looks a lot like the RX-78 too, doesn't it? But for the force impulse, it opens up. Even though it's still the same, they want you to keep it closed for the sword impulse, like this. Me, I think that's boring, so I always have mine out whenever I have this guy on display. Got a little more heft to it. So, once again, like I said, on to whether or not I would recommend this suit. The answer is yes. I mean, it's hilariously ridiculous with these oversized Excaliburs. You also get one of these with the Force Impulse, and I do plan on picking that guy up sometime soon. I am very upset, though, that we don't have a Blast Impulse, because I love the artillery version of this suit. So, if you can get it for a decent price, around 50 bucks, give or take, pick it up. You will not be disappointed. I recommend it. Definitely a good suit. Well, guys, that does it for this review. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the review, please leave me a like, subscribe to me, leave me some comments. I love reading them. And you guys take care of yourselves, okay? And this has been Dan the Plastic Man, and I will see you at the next video. Bye-bye.